Hello there and welcome to Sister Sister on 97.3 City FM. My name is Jessica. We're also on City TV tonight and we're still in the Christmas mood, aren't we? Well, welcome to the show. Now, remember, this show is particularly brought to you by Vodafone, Together We Can, Kel Kids Toothpaste, Happy Smiles, and Talia Rice, always coming home to love. Thank you so much for the sponsorship and the support every single week. We appreciate you. Now, coming up on the show, we'll be going through a couple of messages that have been sent to this particular platform, and hopefully we can give you guys some really good answers, some really good perspectives on things. So, stay tuned for that. We'll go for a quick break. When we come back, we get to meet my sisters, and then we jump right in. Don't go anywhere. And you're welcome back, Sister Sister, on City TV and City FM. Remember, we're also on DSTV channel 363 and GoTV channel 182. Yeah, 182. All right. So if you'd like to be part of the conversations on the show today, you can do so either by sending us a WhatsApp message, sending an email, or just finding us on Facebook and dropping a message in our DM. Or just writing on our wall, really. Let me tell you exactly how you can do that. So our WhatsApp number is 054-998-6996. Our email, Jessica, or should I say my email, Jessica@cityfmonline.com. And on Facebook, find us on Sister Sister Live. That's Sister Sister Live, okay? Super stuff. Now let's say hello to my sisters. We do have Rosina in studio with Ceci. What's going on? How you ladies doing? Everything okay? Ready for Christmas?
I'm good.
It's around the corner, I'll tell you. I think we've got 1 week or so to Christmas.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm excited.
But I'm expecting presents, Mom.
From
everybody.
Everybody who knows you.
Yes.
Are you giving presents to everybody you know?
And the more liquid, the better. Oh yes,
hello.
of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm getting a present, am I? For being an awesome friend for years.
Yes, you get a big hug. Oh,
That's my present?
Oh, you get something.
You said liquid, don't give me that. I like solid. In fact, cash,
I know, right? That is liquid, no?
Cash, okay.
No,
You see, when you say liquid, between you and I mean something else. She knows what I'm talking about.
I know.
Anyways, all good. Ceci, how have you been?
I've been all right.
Yeah.
How about you?
What's new? I'm okay.
No much. I'm not feeling the excitement like you guys are.
Really? Why not? It's Christmas.
December doesn't bring me a lot of good memories because I lost my mom in December.
Oh, yeah.
She virtually carried the whole season on her back. So
Yes.
it's like she took the excitement away from her.
No,
But
I feel you.
we have loved ones, special ones in our lives who are trying to revive the feeling. So hopefully
Yeah.
I'll catch the
No,
fever.
I can totally relate. I feel the same way. Yeah, but all good. I do know that we know one Grinch, and she lives in Berlin. She does not like Christmas at all. Claudia! But she's got Christmas hair, you see. You went blonde. We see you.
Yes, although I'm not a Christmas person, I'm trying to change my look for the holidays. So, yeah.
Well, it looks good. You look absolutely amazing. You're welcome. Alrighty. So we'll just jump right into our messages for today. People are waiting to hear from us, so we'll do them some justice. Mama in Pram Pram's the first one. Says, good evening, sisters. I've been married for 10 years with 3 children. My husband shuttles between the US and Nigeria because of his business. My husband just visited, and I went through his phone and found out that he has a side chick who is pregnant. The pregnancy is not the issue here. The side chick is threatening my husband to send her abroad because he usually sends the kids and me for holidays abroad. She says if he refuses her request, she will tell me about the pregnancy. And my husband is trying to calm her down because he doesn't want me to know he has a girlfriend. The truth is that the baby doesn't belong to my husband. How do I know this? My husband can't father a child because he doesn't know. After 2 years of marriage, there was no sign of pregnancy. We went for tests, and that's where I found out that he was shooting blanks. I knew that was that the news would break him. So I begged the doctor, who was my friend, that he shouldn't tell him the truth. I'm not proud about this, but I started cheating with my side boo, who doubles as an ex. Hence, the 3 children belong to my ex. Now back to the issue. The side chick is trying to give another man's pregnancy to my husband. I want to put her in her place without implicating myself. If I keep quiet, she'll drain my husband. How do I deal with this, please? I'm open to suggestions. Unbelievable. I don't think I've received any message like this before. Wow. Goldie, Claudia, please rescue us from this one. Where are your thoughts at? Talk to me.
So what actually annoys me is the fact that she feels she was acting in the best interest of her husband when she lied and cheated on him. I mean, you're selfish. How selfish can you be? And now it reminds me of a story that we treated some weeks back where the side chick didn't want the man she was dating to date other women. This is similar to that. Right. So you lied, you cheated, and now you don't want someone else to enjoy. Well, if you want a solution, it's quite simple. You've made it very clear that the pregnancy is not a problem. You are afraid of the resources that this other woman is going to enjoy. How selfless. But how very, very, very selfless. The puppet of a husband is in the middle that you are controlling. You don't mind siphoning his money, but you are worried that another person is going to siphon his money. Okay, if you want a solution, let your husband know that you know. His fear now is that you don't know, so the lady is using this secret to blackmail him. So then let him know that you know. And then once you know that you know, I mean, in your usual self-interest and concerning and selfless way, tell him that you are all paying for the woman to bring in the baby. And so once he accepts that there's a side chick who is pregnant, then you can ask for a paternity test. Again, in the spirit of selfless, self-interested wife who wants to save the husband, you can then go like, oh, but you know, you can never trust some of these girls. Why don't you have a paternity test to be sure? I mean, I don't mind taking the child, but then I want us to be sure that he's your child. And so then the paternity test can come in. But I really don't know where you get your morality and this sense of entitlement from. Are you ready to confess yourself? Do you think it's right that a man is taking care of other people's children that is not his? And anyway, that's not a subject of discussion. So talk to your husband. He's being blackmailed because the side chick is a secret. Now you know, let him know that you know. And I'm sure you still want to continue on the path of he fathering other people's kids, which I'm very, very, very against. I feel he deserves to know. And I'm sure he knowing will mean the marriage ending. And you are not ready to let the marriage end. And you still claim that you want to protect him. So then I'm worried. What exactly are you protecting? Your interest or his interest? But like I said, if you want to be this altruistic, selfless wife that you claim that you are, for me, that's the solution. Let him know he's been caught. You are open to the woman bringing the pregnancy in. Then you can smuggle in the idea of paternity test with the assumption that you can't trust some of these side chicks. So, I mean, you don't mind the pregnancy, but you just want him to be sure that he's fathering his own child. I'm sure he'll be excited that you've even brought that idea up. And then you can get this woman out. But then I want you to know that you have no moral right to what you're doing. Let him know. I know you're not going to do it, but think about it. It's unfair to him that he's fathering other people's kids. And don't deceive yourself that what you did it in his interest. It's not, because he doesn't even know. So you have to be first honest with yourself before judging other women.
Be honest with yourself before you judge someone else. Okay. Ceci, what do you think?
Claudia has said it all. Yeah, I totally agree that she needs to be honest with herself before judging someone else. And it looks as though now the marriage is tainted with lies and deceit and secrets here and there. So already there's a problem. Now, I think that she should tell the husband that she knows, because that is his primary fear, that you are going to tell my wife. So like, Atuna Jing, he's thinking about it. I can't afford for my wife to find out. So first thing you can do for him is to just put him out of his misery by letting him know that you are aware and being open to the idea of him having the child with the side chick. That is how you can cover your behind. That is how you can cover your behind, because the paternity, by talking about the paternity test before you accept the child, is going to put you in a very precarious situation, because it's going to go like, why are you so sure that the child isn't mine? So at least be open about it, just tell him that, we are all human. Putting yourself there as a contact point, that we are all human, and then we can make mistakes. But hers is clearly not a mistake. It was a decision. And for you to, the lady only has one, but you have 3, and you've been deceiving this man for how long now? How long have they been married again?
For quite a while.
10 years.
10 years. Hey, women, we try. This is my gender. 10 years. 10 years. I read somewhere that women are the best pretenders in the world. You can live with a woman your whole life and she'll take her secrets to the grave.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true. So women, hey, Lord. Our threshold for pain is way up there. And then, Charlie, somebody told me that women,
for lies and deceit is also
tell
up there.
you. And the way sometimes, maybe, like when I was young, for instance, like if maybe I want to sneak out and do something or go and visit a friend and I don't want my father to know or something, you see the way the lies will just start, the way you are able to just come up with lines. Hey, sometimes you fear. Sometimes it's scary. Hey, Charlie, this is my
The ease with which the lies come out.
Hey.
And the way they follow nicely.
Nicely.
Sometimes even the lies are even better to believe than the actual
I know.
truth.
There was a movie that I watched then, like you and Jess, your friends, and then Jess is like born again. And then she had gone to have a baby for someone else, and she wanted to, she was like, okay. She was telling her friend that, okay, I'll tell him this and that. And she was like, hey, this is your born again business. I'm beginning to that. So the way the lights are flowing. But back to the matter. Like I already said, you need to be open about it. That is how you can cover your behind, because already you are doing the same thing that this woman is doing. So you have no right to judge her. So welcome the idea. Then later you can sneak in the paternity test like Claudia said. But consider coming clean with your husband. It is difficult. 10 years. And then he's fathering these children. He has developed feelings for these children. They have formed a bond. It is serious. So you need to find a way to manage that. But that's
he's
later.
happy in the marriage, why should she rock the boat?
Well,
I mean, I get it. It's not fair, but I mean, she's looking out for her own interest. So if you invite her to go and confess,
maybe. I was going to say that sometime down the line, but that would even be more painful. It might even cause this man to commit suicide.
Yeah. I mean, either way, the results won't be pretty.
Yeah, but I'm sure that she's not soliciting.
Reminds me of somebody.
She's not soliciting advice for her part. Yes. She actually wants solutions for her the side chick. So welcome the idea. Then you can talk about the paternity test later. I mean, but don't be overly emotional about the fact that he has had a child with someone else. In quotes. That's all.
Cool. What do you think? See?
The woman is classically wicked.
It's a hit, man.
Because the reason why I'm saying this is that, see, I'm sure she would come from the point of view like, she didn't want the man to feel broken, that he couldn't shoot, like he was shooting blanks and couldn't have children. It could probably get him depressed, probably based on discussions they've had before getting married. And realizing this, probably she knew was going to really hurt the man, his ego and everything. But why go to your ex? And she described the ex as my side boo who doubles as my ex.
That was the line. The line.
You see, my side boo who doubles as my ex, no. I have a problem with the fact that even though you are being wicked, you are being deceitful, why do that deceit with your ex, who you are calling your side boo? That means he's still in the picture.
He's still in the picture.
Very
That's
much.
why this ex has been able to give you not one, not two, but three
Sorry,
children.
Holy Trinity.
You understand? And I think that's very disrespectful because this ex naturally probably knows your husband. And probably you've described this ex as a friend or something. The husband is even nice with him. Maybe chats with him and welcomes him to have dinner and everything. And this ex is not a fool. He knows that these children are my children. Because he knows how active the two of you have been. And you see, like DNA is very funny. The children will be growing, even if they don't look like the ex. The behavior, certain traits will be looking. Look, it's only a matter of time. The ex is going to, these are my children. And the matter is going to blow up and become one crazy something.
Mess.
So my problem, as far as she is concerned, if you wanted to even save your husband's face, let's assume that's what you're trying to do. Why not go for random, like some, go to a sperm, like a fertility center or something and ask for sperm donors, or like random, just give the criteria you want. Make sure you choose somebody that looks close to your husband or something. Get a random person. So it won't be like you cheated. Do you understand? But this is the case. You've gone to your ex. And for me, that's not only physically cheating, that's emotionally cheating. And that's disrespect. Why your ex? And he's still your side boo.
The doubling.
The doubles as my side boo doubles as my ex, no. I'm not getting that concept.
Not just one child. Me, that's
No,
okay.
One child.
Hey, 3.
Reta, ever, a ton. It's too much. You understand?
Yeah.
It's too much. It's like, then it means that you and your ex are actively at it.
Active.
And having babies. And this man is busy taking care of somebody else's children, loving somebody else's children unknowingly as his own. It's one thing he knowing that I'm shooting blanks and my wife is bringing me children and I've just decided to love them as mine because I know I can't have mine. But once they belong to my wife, I would accept it anyhow. That's a different thing. But he has no idea.
Yeah.
Now, this one coming, like you and Claudia have said, seriously, that's the best way she can do it. Just let him know that I've seen your messages. And I know she's blackmailing you. It hurts. And don't make it look so easy like you don't mind. If you want him to, let him know that it hurts. That he actually went and whatever.
You have to bring your
So you have to bring your
Fake
acting
that one,
skills
yeah.
and make it look like, well, it hurts that this is what's going on and that all that. But how long have you been together with her and how long do you know her? How well do you know her? You know, it hurts and everything. Then maybe you pretend you're angry small. Then after like a day or two, you've thought about it. It's him that you love and
1 week.
and yeah, and whatever he comes with is very painful and you hope that this is the first and last. And just because of the love you have for him, you are willing to accept his child, wherever he's coming from and all of that. And then, but he's sure it's your child. It's like, yeah, I'm sure it's my child. Okay. So you've known her for long? I'm like, yeah. Okay, cool. If I were you, I'd probably do a paternity test. But never mind. Once you've been there, you've been there. Don't make it look like
By force,
but just drop like a hint in his mind. So that as time goes on, he'll think of doing it.
You can drop some doubts.
Lying, you see, lying, for me personally, lying is like a cancer. Why should you lie? And that's why I personally face problems with a lot of people. I'd rather tell you as it is
than to lie about
it. Because sometimes it gets difficult to keep up. And sometimes when the lies start getting unfolded, Charlie, the more you try to cover it up, the more you go, you sink.
It's like when you tell a lie, you have to tell another lie to cover
the lie. So why the lies?
One big onion.
Say it as it is.
Just free your mind.
Free your mind and say it as it is. But all these lies, covering lies, and these are lies that can be scientifically proven. All it takes is for your child, assuming your side boo, cum ex, assuming his blood group is different from yours
The child
and
is
very
sick.
different from the husband's, and one of the children are sick and they need some form of something
Transfusion.
and they will say that, oh well, this child's blood doesn't match the mother, it doesn't match the father too.
Hey.
Then whose blood does it match? You know, and then at that point,
that thing has
you are now
funny
going
ways
to,
of coming
and
out,
this doctor who decided to keep quiet about it, that doctor's profession needs to be called. Because you don't, you see, my medical wahala is my medical wahala. Why should your friendship with my wife or my husband make you decide not to divulge a serious medical issue that I have? Now, my question is that, is the doctor also another side boo cum X?
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe the doctor is a side boo.
He's gotten some.
Because I don't see how I'll go to a hospital to go and check on something, and because of, you know, there are some diseases you can say, you know what, my spouse is not mentally ready to handle it, but so let's take some time and then break it down slow. That's different.
So was it that they omitted they didn't tell him,
or they didn't tell him,
or they told him something else?
That everything is fine. Maybe just eat more, do some plantain mixes, go and see Olivia. For Olivia to give you some remedies, and you'll be fine. Maybe that's what the doctor told him. So I'm just saying that, look, Charlie, I think that this level of deception, for me, I can't think about it because it's mind blowing. It's crazy. And now, what you have done 3 consecutive times, you are now
and you continue to do
complaining about somebody doing it now, attempting to do it. Hey, really?
Karma.
Anyway, so we're giving you how you can cover your tracks, but just know that
eventually
there are always consequences for your actions. It may not come now, but eventually it will come, and it will not be pretty.
Yeah.
Because 3 children is too much.
You know what also sort of jumps out at me? The fact that this ex-boyfriend or doesn't he know that the kids are his? Maybe the guy, you know. Yeah, because it's like, so you're watching another man take care of your kids. Don't you want kids with this woman? I mean, you must care about her or love her enough to give her those babies.
Okay, now.
But why watch another man raise your children?
Now, let me tell you something.
He probably doesn't know. He's also a puppet in the show.
No, listen. Most likely he doesn't know. But you see, these things is just a matter of time.
Yes.
He probably knows. But you know what? Maybe, just maybe, the 2 of them are even in on it. That's 1. 2, maybe the husband is well-to-do. Somebody whose business makes him shuttle between countries and those things there. It's possible that he's high earning.
Funding the whole.
So he's funding the whole thing. And maybe this side boy doesn't really like her for like her, but it's like, Charlie, then I don't have a problem.
Can you imagine?
But at the end of the day, a time is going to come where this side boo / ex is going to lay claim to his children.
When he goes to get married and then the children are not coming.
Yes. He's going to come and lay claim to his children. So this side boo / ex, because he's still enjoying the woman, and for him, from where he sits and from the picture that he's seen, his children are well catered for.
Yeah.
And like I said, he probably has access to the family. So he's probably not saying, oh, you are my child, but they probably call him uncle. And he probably says, hey, this is my daughter, oh, this is my son. Like the way uncles come and say, oh, my daughter, my son. But he is not saying it figuratively. He's actually saying it like he really means it. But because
it sticks around for some time, other people will start to notice the
similarities. And because he's close to the family, he's probably not willing to let the cat out of the bag yet. But that time is going to come where he's going to want the children to know that I am not uncle.
I'm your father.
I am daddy.
Zaddy.
Zazie. Original daddy. You understand? So my problem is that if this man is a present feature in their home, then this woman is wicked.
Yeah,
she must be really scheming to
and she must be deeply wicked. And like you said, a lot of women are like that. The sweeter the women look, the deeper.
The cannier they are.
You look sweet. No, but on the outside, I mean, my mouth is not sweet. I'll tell you what it is. I'll tell you exactly what I feel and what I think. So if I won't be going around for you to think that I like you when indeed I don't like you, that is not me. You understand? But there are women who can camouflage and do all of that just to get what they want.
Exactly.
And most of the time, they are very difficult to decipher by other men.
Right.
Because this woman like this, for him to be afraid that the wife will find out, he probably thinks his wife is the most holiest, the perfect wife that he has. That's why he's worried about the side chick or the woman who is pregnant for him coming to tell the wife that he has done this. He feels like he's disappointed her. But he doesn't know But this woman is so sweet to him, and he feels like this woman is the next thing, the next best thing after sliced bread.
Whoa.
Or after kinky and pork.
After Swiss cheese.
Yeah.
Well, there's one thing I can say, and it's just in a sentence. Mommy, you're sitting on a ticking time bomb. Yeah. It's ticking. It's just a matter of time before this blows up in your face. Major. So if I were you, I wouldn't even worry about this side chick. I would start thinking about my own future and how I'm going to pull off 3 kids for my husband that are not his, but for this other ex who's still in our lives. You know what I mean? So, yeah, clean that up. We'll go for a quick break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. It's Sister on 97.3 City FM and City TV. Our WhatsApp number remains the same, 054-998-6996. And if you'd like to submit to questions to the show, make sure you do that so we can treat your questions maybe before the new year. Just email it to jessica@cityfmonline.com. So this says, good evening, sisters. I dated my husband for 1.5 years, and we tied the knot 3 months ago. I know it's early, but I'm extremely furious and I need help. I desperately need solutions or an approach to cope. The issue is my husband is very dirty, and I didn't know this till after marriage. Sisters, at his age, he still has poop stains in his boxer shorts.
Ew.
It's so disgusting. He eats, and it's like a toddler just managed to scatter the entire place. Every night, he snacks on our bed, leaving crumbs, wrappers on or under our bed. The worst part is when he uses the bathroom, I feel like vomiting. The man can go for days without bathing. Hey, Christ, even after having sex. I don't understand how a grown-up man can be this filthy. How did I not pick up this when we were dating? Truth be told, I never visited him while we were dating because he was stationed in Cape Coast. I applied for a transfer a week before we got married and joined him after. I love my husband, but this is getting nastier every day. Anytime I speak with him about it, he takes serious offense and starts a cold war. Please, I need your wise counsel and strategy. This situation is putting a strain on my relationship with him. Please help. Rosina? Help. The man never grew up.
No.
Breathe.
No, because even Dante wouldn't do this.
And Dante is how old?
4.
Thank you.
No, Dante will get up and say, Mommy, you need to go and bath. I'm like, why? Because he's taking a bath and he doesn't understand why I've woken up in the morning and it's 9 o'clock, I haven't taken a bath yet. He doesn't understand. So he'll order me. And when he says, oh, I'm coming, he'll come again. Mommy, are you taking a bath? I'm like, no. Then he goes like, Mommy, go and take a bath, you know. And I'm like, even he understands the import of keeping clean and, you know, having a bath and looking nice. If he goes to the bathroom is dirty, he won't step in the bathroom. So I'm thinking, like, you see,
Rosina, breathe.
Sometimes that's why I keep saying, you see, dating, that face, Titi, in the olden days, our parents did those background checks for us. They go into the family, how you live, how you do X, Y, Z. Now that we want to choose people that we want to be with, it's important that we also run these checks. It shouldn't always be about, oh, he bought me this, he bought me that, his voice is so wonderful, he can speak to me for 30 minutes, oh, he earns so much, oh, he's the...
Sends me momo.
He's the this of that. And you're even living apart. And the only time you got to live together was just a week before your marriage. Else, like living together in close proximity. I think there should have been more opportunities where either he came down or you went there or something of the sort, or you live in the same vicinity. I'm not saying that you even live in the same house and have sex, but you should have a bit of surprise visits, or I'm just in the neighborhood kind of visits. I'm just come to say hello, or let's just step out. You need to be able to see yourselves in your natural existence at least a couple of times to know what you expect, because this level of filth that is being described, it can only be hidden if the relationship was purely long distance and they were not seeing each other, they were interacting with each other just once a while, when he would clean up nicely because he's going to meet his dates and something like that. But when he gets back home, Charlie, the whole thing is different. But this is serious. This is so serious, because it means that I can imagine the cockroaches and the ants and the rodents that would be in your family home. And yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking, and these are not very serious things like cheating, but they are definitely deal breakers. They are deal breakers.
Yeah.
Because if you are someone who doesn't like filth, I don't know how much you can put up with this. Because for people who don't like filth, who have, maybe they have some small OCD, or they, look, even throwing your clothes or putting your dress where it's not supposed to be is a problem. How much more somebody who is so dirty and leaves dirt all over wherever he goes to. And trust me, when you have children, whether you like it or not, this is going to be transferred to them. So you're going to be living in a family, and if you're not careful, you start being okay with the filth. Yeah. And you also become part of the problem.
It rubs off on you. True.
So I think that, I don't know, you guys should have some postmarital counseling. Because over time, I've realized that when it's you and the person, when you talk, the other party doesn't listen.
True.
Because you have a problem with the person. So when you talk, especially the men, they will not listen. But let a third party talk right now. They will see the sense in it. They will come back and come and tell, oh, this person said this. And I've been saying this for God knows how long. But they never heard you. They only hear from a third person. So I think that it's time for you to go for postmarital counseling. A proper postmarital counseling. And also medically. Some form of medical counseling to know the risk of the filth, the cholera in COVID times. Your immunity has to be up there, and how to protect yourself against certain little diseases and what it could cost you in future and all of that. I think that there's a lot of work to do. Right now you're married already, so I can't say it's something that it's a deal breaker for you, so leave. But before you start leaving, I think that you should try and do some postmarital counseling, and then also have some form of medical counseling for both of you and see how it goes. But it will not happen overnight, whatever it is. So if you are willing to be patient with the process, that's fine. But if not, I don't know. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Yeah, it's tricky. I can't be the one to say leave, because you say you really love him. I don't know how you fell in love with him if you didn't know all these things. So really how he eats, how he disposes of. You didn't know. So how did you didn't date?
You didn't go to dinner. You didn't go to lunch.
Yeah, you didn't.
But dinner, lunch, that's out.
No, hold on. But somebody who is so dirty doesn't have body odor.
Halitosis.
Or maybe anytime he saw her,
he was using Kolebu perfume.
He go bath. No.
He was using
Rosina
Kolebu perfume. You know what? The one that Charlie put on 5 years, the completely will still be on you. You see, maybe, I don't know, unless, of course, that's the issue, because I don't know how he couldn't pick up his filth from probably his fingernails, dirt always under his nails and stuff like that.
Some people know how to clean up nice when they are coming out of their environment.
Then if he knows how to clean up nice, then he knows how to. So when his wife complains, he should at least make an effort to try do something.
But there are also women who notice but are more desperate to get married that they want to take a chance.
True. Okay. Because I'm sure that the level of filth that is
she's being described is not something that you can just miss.
Something should show.
Yes.
So when you went to his house a week before, in his laundry basket, what was inside?
Boxes with this thing.
Hot mess.
I know, but how is that thing in the boxes? Why when he
means he doesn't clean his bum properly.
So when he fasts, then some will splatter or what?
Ew.
Oh, Rosina.
No, I'm trying to figure out how that happens, because unless you're a baby who has to be put in diapers, I don't see how that happens consistently. Maybe once in a while you have an upset family or something, but I don't see how that happens. I'm trying to picture like if it's pee, I can maybe maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Because sometimes when they finish, they are not patient enough to, maybe some has dropped inside. Fine. But from the back end, I'm trying to picture how that happens consistently.
Because the place is even closed. So how?
No, you're assuming it's closed. Yeah.
Okay. That was an interesting submission, Rosina. But what do you think, Ceci?
I believe that there were signs. Probably she just ignored them. I don't know how often they met or how often they visited each other. Even long distance relationships, people find time to, go over to, if it's Cape Coast, Accra, you go maybe Friday, you close from work, you go Friday, you come back Sunday evening. Like, it happens, okay? So that at least you get to know where, you don't even know where he stays. So if something happens, you don't know where to go. I mean, this whole thing seems a bit strange for me. And it is just a week before you people were married, before you moved closer. Okay, so here's what I think. This habit, from this level of filth that you are describing, it looks like this thing didn't start today. It has happened over years and years and years. And then you have just been in the marriage for 3 months and you are already angry. Auntie, take several seats because you have a lot of work to do. You have a lot of years to, how do I put it?
Try and correct.
Correct, really. Exactly. Because it wasn't an overnight thing. So you need a lot of patience. Okay, so don't get angry now. Relax. Iron your chest. Because you have your work cut out for you. If indeed you love this man like you say, you need to be patient. Counseling. Very, very important. So this is like targeted counseling. It's not the usual syllables that they feed you when you're about to get married. This one, you have gone inside and you have seen the thing. So now they are going to target that issue and then talk about it. The implications are a lot, even for you, because you are going to get infection from all the sex that you are having, from the no bathing something. There's something that has been clean. It hasn't been clean for days.
And reused.
Reusable. This one is not disposable. Recycling. I can't even bear to imagine. Okay, so here's what I think. Like, as I was saying, the boxes with the peanut butter.
Throw it away. Throw it away.
Throw it away. I think for me, that's what I'll do. I'll stop washing them. When you wear and you dispose, I will dispose. When you deposit it in the laundry basket, I'll dispose it. So when you keep buying them, you know how costly they are. Then we can start from there. Okay? And then for the eaten and, all these things, Nina, it is the personal hygiene. So you need to approach it. You see, when it comes to things that have to do with personal hygiene, unless the person is so, I don't care, it's a very sensitive subject to touch on. That is why we can have topics like, if someone has halitosis, how do you tell the person? Because it is not something that is easily said.
Yeah.
It is very, very sensitive. If somebody has halitosis, if somebody has body odor, how do you break it to the person? People say that, they buy the person a toothbrush or a toothpaste. Charlie, some people are even couples are fighting over toothpaste that is not pressed well. Some want it pressed from the bottom.
This press in the middle.
I like it pressed from the bottom.
I don't mind.
Yeah,
I don't mind. So far as there's something inside brushing my teeth, I'm cool.
Yeah, I like it, arranged.
Okay, so are you the type who roll it as well? Like, as it...
No, I don't roll it. I don't roll it.
I know people who roll it.
What I want is actually the machine that dispenses it, so that I don't have to have that fight.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's for another day. But, people have fought over more trivial issues. So this is too much. People are untidy in a certain way. Everybody has a level of untidiness, but this is
excess.
it's an excess. So it makes you uncomfortable and for him, it's his way of life. So he doesn't really. I don't know whether he sees anything wrong with it, because anytime you bring it up, he has a problem with it. But I think maybe the approach, because you already said you are angry, so probably the approach that you use in telling him, maybe it might bruise his ego or make him feel even worse than he already feels. So I think you should lay off on telling him and then bring someone else in, because this is quite serious. Yes, the counselor.
Well, okay.
A counselor, because like she said, she's been saying it. I don't know exactly how she's been saying it.
Like bringing a third
maybe
party
she
will
might
make him
want
even
to
more
use.
mad.
Maybe she might want to use a different approach. If that doesn't work, then someone else has to come in.
But why is he eating the breadcrumbs in the bed?
I don't know.
No, maybe he likes to. Maybe they have a TV in their bedroom.
I was about to come to that. If that's the case, move the TV from the bedroom and put it in the hall. And your excuse is because you want to have time with him. Because the only time, maybe he feels that place is his space.
Then
Either that, or you create a table and chair in the room.
Him. Let's go and take a bath together.
Or maybe get a table and chair in the room, where if he has to snack or binge eat or something, maybe not like a sit-up chair, but more like a relaxing chair. You sit in that chair and do it. Because crumbs in your bed.
And
that's not cool.
Yeah.
And if you have wall geckos.
Yeah, she should try a more subtle approach. Like when you are going to the bathroom, or maybe after making love, for instance, you are on cloud nine. Both of you are all
come scrub my back.
Invite him to the bathroom so that the two of you can have a very refreshing bath, or you can continue from the extra time. Yeah, but try and use a more subtle approach if he thinks that your choice of language is harsh or it's making him feel bad. Okay, if that doesn't work, you will have to bring a third person in, preferably someone who is trained to handle issues like this.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, Claudia, let me bring you in. I see you thinking a lot.
I am so traumatized. Like, why do you even tolerate these things in the first place? Like, why do you even feel the obligation to wash those dirty boxes? Like, who told you it's your responsibility? And it all comes back to this idea that men are allowed to be dirty and women are allowed to be clean. And if a man is with a woman, the obligation falls on the woman. And I think the last time I gave the example where a mother goes to visit the son who lives alone, the house is dirty, and the solution is yanawari. Because the idea is you are bringing in the woman who is going to put you on track. So with this guy being dirty, I have a feeling that aside his ego and he feeling entitled to be dirty, he also feels it's the wife's responsibility to clean after him because she's been doing it. So the whole issue upsets me, and I feel the causes, I can't really blame the guy because I don't know the home training, what his mom's perspective on who does the cleaning, and he probably feels entitled because the wife is supposed to do it. So he's now a dirty man with an ego, working with false data, because the wife now is like, and they have this thing, they say your husband is your first
working
child.
with false data. Who says that?
Oh my
The
God.
dirty man with an ego working with false data.
It's like he's so entitled,
else,
and they tell you your husband is your first child. So then you are treating this man, and he's a man child, basically a man child. And men also have a way of weaponizing incompetence. You know, I'm a man, I don't know how to do it. But this one is not even open to talking about it. So you don't even know how to help. So first off, take a stand. And this is the only time I would advise a woman to start nagging. And eating in bed, if you slice your bread, you put it on a plate. That is what everybody does. If it means following him around with a plate, follow him around. I think you need to move from cuddling him and making him feel pampered and treating him like how you treat your dirty little boy. If you have a child who you are raising, who is dirty, how will you treat him? And this man is not even listening to you. Maybe you bring an outsider who is more experienced on how these issues are treated, an external person, maybe someone he respects, a counselor who can talk to him. But and the beginning of your text It's like you are blaming yourself. You said you dated for a year and you married after 3 months. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not about the duration of being in a relationship with a person. It's the content and the quality of time that you spend together. I'm trying to believe that even if you had dated him for 5 years and you're not visiting him, it's the same issue that you are going to face. And so I always say that spend time with the person that you intend to marry. This thing of you are sinning, blah, blah, blah. We have this perception that whoever you end up with, you are supposed to mold the person. So don't even go into spaces where you'll be tempted. But how do you marry someone that you've not spent time with? It's a long distance relationship. And even sometimes, I know with long distance relationship, you come to this person and maybe for 2 weeks, for a month, you are living together because you are in different locations. So for me, it's not even about the duration, how long you did this long distance thing. It's about what you did together as a couple, which is what we should be paying attention to. In the dating stages, whatever you see, it won't go away. When you marry and you become familiar, it will be worse. So I'm sure you spotted these things, but in the name of wife material, you said, "Oh, I can change it."
How many years?
20,000.
Yeah, and sometimes there's this annoying thing where they say to test a woman who is marriage material when she's coming to the house, leave the house dirty, and then if she cleans up, it means she qualifies to go. I'm sure when you went to the house and it was dirty, you thought he was testing you, and he started cleaning and he started doing it. So he knows it's your responsibility. So maybe the first step is for you guys to sit and discuss your responsibilities as a couple. Who does the housework? Who does the cleaning? What role does he play in the house? I think that's the first question you should ask. Who is responsible for what? Does he feel that you are responsible for cleaning the house? That is why he's leaving it dirty? Or is that a shared responsibility? So maybe if he knows he also has to clean, perhaps you'll be more careful. So maybe a first step I'm thinking is for you guys to rediscuss the responsibilities as man and wife. Who does what? And even if you guys agree that cleaning is your responsibility, he still has to be responsible in that space. It doesn't mean that you are a tanker, so he comes and then he leaves all the field for you to clean up. But this, I don't really see how you are going to get out of it. He's been doing it for years. And we don't even know why he's doing it. Whether he's doing it because he thinks it's your responsibility to clean after him because you are the wife, or he's dirty, he's a dirty person. So that's something that you also need to clarify. And after clarifying, then you can decide, okay, how do we solve this? Who does what in the house? And maybe no eating in bed. If you're eating in bed, I like to eat in bed, but there are rules. Use a tray, put it on a plate. Like, there are little things you can do. But then it's all about you now having to train a grown-ass man. Is that something you're ready to do? Do you even feel it's your responsibility? And these are questions you need to ask yourself. He can change if he wants to. Is he ready to change? That's also a question you should ask. And do you feel it's your responsibility to help him change? Depending on that answer, then you can say, okay, now we are on a path for him to change. But my problem is his ego. How do you even deal with that ego? Bringing in a third person, how is he going to take it? Are you reporting me to people that I'm dirty? That is also something that you should be ready to deal with. So this whole thing is so messy. But as a first step, you guys need to sit and talk through the roles and responsibilities of partnership. Who cleans the house? Okay, even if I'm the one cleaning, you can't leave the place that he needs to know. You need to start protesting. You need to start saying, I refuse to do this. And this is the legitimate cause of conflict. I am happy for you guys to start fighting over this so that he knows it's an issue. Yeah. Then you can even bring in a third person. What is his mother saying? What is the guy's mother saying?
Maybe she's happy that somebody else is having to take care of what she's been struggling to take care of.
She's passed it on.
Yeah, she's passed it on. So she.
Yeah. So it's complicated, but maybe you should even inform his mother and see what the mother has to say. Maybe the first person you should talk to has to be the mom. Test her pulse, see what she has to say, and then get the two of them to talk. But you as a couple too, you have to redefine your rules and let him understand that you are the wife and not the maid. It is not your responsibility to be washing his boxes. Why are you taking on this burden that you brought upon yourself? Like, I don't understand you. You also need to start setting some rules and boundaries for yourself. What can you tolerate? What can't you not tolerate? You are a woman. You are not a maid. You are a wife. What are your roles and responsibilities as a wife? What do you need to be happy as a person? Because this is a source of conflict. It's a burden. You are walking around unhappy. Meanwhile, he's enjoying, and he even gets angry when you bring it up. The two of you need to rearrange and rethink. And if he's not ready to change, don't feel obliged to stay. Life is too short.
Yeah. I know someone who's really close to me, whose ex-husband now, but at the time they were married, he said to her that if he wanted to cook and clean and, wash his own clothes, he wouldn't have married her. Straight to his face when she was sitting behind a pile of clothes washing them. Needless to say, that marriage ended. But you guys are just reminding me of some guy I met him. Rosina knows the guy. My sisters. I mean, listen, the guy seems to be doing well. He's flashy. He's got cars and but when you get closer to him, and you see, for me, I could tell from the second time I met him, because he's always sweating and he doesn't even have a handkerchief. He'll use his hand. Then someday he took me to his house. Lord, that was the last time I went. Hey, the clutter. Yeah. There's this channel that shows, it's called Hoarders.
Yeah.
The clutter in his so-called home office that I saw. I just realized that you let me remain in my single corner like that, because as for this one, I'll be chasing him for the rest of my life, trying to keep the house clean. So I do agree. Sometimes you may not even have to go into their space, but you can sort of pick up just on little things they do. You don't have a handkerchief. Meanwhile, you sweat a lot. And for me, that's a big sign. Like, okay. And it's not like, every single time you've met him.
I carry a face towel because I know I sweat a lot. So mine is more of a face towel.
Exactly. But nothing. And he's just then wiping his face in his shirt.
And if it's wearing like a light colored shirt, you see the sweat drawn in the...
so Charlie. I mean, it's unfortunate that, she didn't really engage him. It doesn't sound like she went to his house or anything like that. He used to go to her and whatnot. But you see, that's why the dating phase is really important.
Very important. Spend time together.
Yes, absolutely important. If you skip some things...
Sleep over a lot.
If you skip some things, Charlie, you go chop hot.
Even if you don't want to sleep over because you don't want to do soko before the marriage, at least those surprise visits, impromptu visits. Mm-hmm. I'm just in the neighborhood kind of visits. Oh, let's do something. Let's buy... Maybe we can even go out. Or let's pass by your place and probably have a quick lunch or something. Oh, my tummy is upset. I want to use your washroom. So sometimes one of the best places to know how neat a person is. Washroom, kitchen. Forget the hall. Washroom, kitchen. If you get to a person's kitchen, you get to a person's washroom, you know whether it's a place you want to come or not.
True.
And also, when you listen to a guy and the house is dirty, know that he's dirty.
Yes.
And don't feel obliged to clean the house. He's not testing you. He's out of your league.
Yeah, and if he's testing you, he's probably not the guy for you anyway. What kind of test is that?
Well, mine is executive cleaning.
Let's read some comments. Samdel says, when dating, visit your men, spend days with them. Now you have it. Teach him. Richard says, for better, for worse, that's what the worst part you promise God and man that you forever be with him is. Sister, keep quiet. If he doesn't change, just take him like that. That's your choice you made. Lobby says, speak to a professional counselor. You can start bathing together, buy him new boxes. All the best. But some guys, though, bathing is medicinal. If you smell good, you're automatically attractive. Let me read that again. If you smell good, you are automatically
attractive.
Thank you very much. You co-sign, The scent is very important. Millicent says, there's nothing more painful than living with a filthy being. The more you clean, the more they mess it up. Unfortunately, you're already tied to him. Millicent, do you have experience? Emily says, hey, you dated someone for 18 good months and you never visited. The worst is the poop stain and not bathing. But in all, he's your husband. That's his weakness. So try to talk to him or involve your counselor or his parents. This life, Ankasai, no balance. There's work everywhere. Ray says, you certainly have to find a way of talking about it, even if it means involving someone he greatly reveres. But this man too, why? Agnes says, this problem is common and lots of us have the same issue. Please continue to talk about it. Insist on him showering before bed and if possible, join him in the shower. Make sure you put his boxers in water immediately so he will not wear it again. Remember that you will have to do more cleaning around him as he will not change immediately. Does he brush his teeth after snacking before bed? That's another issue to address. Don't get third parties involved, but tell him that his cold shoulder is not going to stop you from getting the best out of him. His pride will be conquered with your love and care. Sorry, but you have a son there, and please work on him. I'm praying for you, sis. I like that message. Nathan says, if we talk, say, go and spend few days with your partner, you guys go talk, say, no sex before marriage. You won't go. In fact, Christ in tea. You won't go. Charlie, me and Kata, I need advice. I want Sean betting. We'll go for a commercial break. We'll be right back. You're welcome back. I'm almost out of time, but let me squeeze in this message because, well, it's got to be heard. Hi, sisters. I've been married for almost 5 years with 2 kids. My hubby has always been good to me and the kids until recently. All of a sudden, he's become stingy and has stopped giving me housekeeping money. He doesn't even give me money to cater for the kids. He's also stopped helping with house chores, something he took delight in doing. I now do everything by myself, including taking care of the kids. Every time I speak to him about it, he says he doesn't like my choice of words and that I don't use the right language. All I'm thinking about now is that he may have found himself a girlfriend. That's the sudden change. What do I do? Because I'm not happy at all with him. Please help. I'll give you ladies maybe a minute each to address this. Ceci, you want to go first?
Do you just go venting or you've asked him why? Because the why is very important. You need to get to the root of the matter as to how, because it wasn't something that he was doing before. There was a change. So maybe you may want to find out at what point the change occurred. Maybe you will not be able to diagnose the problem immediately, but you need to find out why. Then you move from there. Because if you don't know the root cause, there's nothing you can do about it. Okay. So that's just my 2 cents.
Claudia, what do you think?
And then based on his answer, you can take it from there. That's the first level. If he doesn't want to open up, who is his confidant? Because I'm sure married couples have people they talk to. So that would be the second level. If that doesn't help, then you're bringing an expert who is trained on how to actually get information out of people. Therapists, psychologists who can get you out of this. But there's a communication problem. Until he opens up, there's nothing you can do.
Rosina.
He probably feels unappreciated. And he feels like you've taken for granted these things that he's been doing for you, helping with the chores and giving you money and taking care of everything. Maybe the way you speak to him, like only this, and nobody, that kind of language, and he just feels very unappreciated. So he's trying to show you the value of what things that he does for you, because seeing another girl, you don't stop all these things at once. What happens is that you will still be doing it, but it will reduce. But the way he stopped everything, I think it's a message he's trying to send to you. So calm down. Like you said, speak to him. If he opens up, then you know exactly what the problem is and you know how to address it.
Super. Yeah, we'll end it here. I hope you enjoyed the show today. If you did, well, make sure you join us again for a Christmas edition of Sister Sister. It's going to be great, as always. A big thank you to our sponsors, Vodafone, Together We Can, Talia Rice, Always Coming Home to Love, and Kel Kids Toothpaste. Make sure you enjoy yourselves. It's the season for love and giving and sharing and families. My name is Jessica. Thanks for listening and watching. See you later.